An interesting question as to what's more dangerous, or which side can go too far. And this is argument between like the authoritarian left and the authoritarian right. And the reason the authoritarian left scares me more than the authoritarian right, I suppose it's the reason that I'm a right-leaning libertarian as opposed to a left-leaning libertarian, is is essentially this view of what the world or how the world is supposed to function. Let me just bring something up here for you guys to take a watch on. This is a person who's talking about the nature of
Good.
how
What does it
government
even
works.
mean when we say private or public? Here's a quick refresher for my visual peeps. Public goods are basic rights.
So we're going to stop right there. Public goods, a public good is a basic right.
To serve society, funded by tax dollars.
But it's funded by tax dollars. So this is the problem. This is the problem I have with the economic left. Things that are basic rights are negative rights. Those are the only basic rights we can have. What does that mean? It means that a negative right is a right that does not require the imposition of duty upon an innocent third party. Right? So if I have to fund something, it can't be a basic right because that imposes a duty on a third party person. And in fact, my basic right then allows me to impose force upon you in order to participate. That is a core belief of the economic left. It's okay for me to force you to participate. That is how things get funded by taxpayer dollars. That's how government funded works. I'm going to impose a responsibility upon you in order to serve what I believe is my basic right to a portion of your labor. That's a very dangerous thing to believe. That is communism, that is socialism, and that has led to the greatest man-made disasters in our history. That is Mao's China. That is tens of millions of people starving to death because of a flawed economic principle in which I have a right to obligate you to serve me. Then they view profit as this negative thing.
Everyone has access. Privatized services exist to serve profit.
So all you heard was the audio on that, but existing to serve profit is viewed as a negative thing. But profit comes from creating value in a voluntary exchange. So this is a thing that society values. This is a thing that society wants. And I'm going to create this value for society and give people the opportunity to voluntarily engage in economic activity with me. And they view that as wrong. They view the voluntary exchange as a negative and the forced exchange as a positive. And that fundamental belief is a belief in violence and the imposition of force upon innocent third parties.